And it's
Oh, Swamiji's
people on my laptop if we.
Sorry.
Hey, I hear Swamiji's voice.
We have started on this path of knowledge, second chapter. And in this chapter, we have so far seen the first few slides. The topic is how to distinguish between real and the unreal, or eternal and the ephemeral. So to start with, as I have explained last time, Sri Krishna is one who begins with a very global vision of life. Instead of immediately trying to solve the problem of Arjuna, who was very hesitant to fight in the battlefield, thinking that he would be killing his own people, and that is not anything good for himself. And also he is apprehensive about whether there is any dharma at all in doing that. So instead of giving him immediate solution to a problem, Sri Krishna here is giving him a global vision of life. What is the ultimate goal of life which one has to keep in mind while even undertaking daily issues, daily problems, especially in the case of Arjuna, where he is facing with a very great dilemma whether to fight or not to fight. It is easy for Krishna to say, okay, I am telling you, you go ahead and fight. But that's not the way he wanted to deal with the situation. He says, I will give you not a solution to a problem, but to analyze a problem. How to analyze any life situation. This is very important for the youth, because many times we are overwhelmed by either simple problems of daily life or decision making about what is my next course of action in my life. So we must keep in mind the ultimate goal of our existence. And in that context, Krishna has said, wisdom is to know the eternal and let go the ephemeral. Worry is inevitable if we hold on to the ephemeral and let go the eternal. Let me give you a simple example. Like, let us say you have a rift with your dear friend or somebody whom you like, and suddenly you will find a few words of exchange. You find that it is very bitter, very unhappy. But then that particular small exchange of words or an act done by an individual may not be liked by you, or your action not liked by the other person. But then when we keep friendship as an important aspect of our life, then small little pinpricks or difference of opinion should not matter. In the same way, if a person keeps release from the cycle of birth and death as the goal, the eternality, supreme reality, or immortal nature, deathlessness, or godhood, divine nature, or you can call it enlightenment, whatever name you give, if that is kept as the goal of life, then everything that is other than that is ephemeral, transient, temporary. So if we shift our attention to something higher, the smaller little things will look so insignificant. Next, Bhagavan Krishna continued to say, every relationship with the world will create some prejudice in the form of likes and dislikes. Learn to go the partiality in all aspects of life. So definitely, when we come across any situation, even a daily life, when you are interacting with people, there are strong prejudices. oh, I don't like this person, I don't like this person's behavior, or I like this person's behavior, I would like this person's, I want to be with this one. So either way, whether you like something very strongly or you dislike something very strongly, both of them will create a partial view in your mind. So this partiality definitely make you take sides, and probably you don't see the reality. You get carried away by something. Maybe the other person looks attractive, or somebody's friendship you cherish more than another person. So, but the other person may not dislike certain things, and you also start disliking that just to please that other person. Something like these kind of daily analysis is necessary for us if we want to be free of all this partiality, all these imbalances in life. We need to take stock of things, stay a witness, stay a little away from the situation and look at it carefully and say, am I prejudiced? Am I having strong likes and dislikes? Because the verse Bhagavan Krishna uses in this is Matra Sparshast Kaunteya Shrita Ushna Sukhadukkadaha Agama Payino Anityaha Tantidikshasva Bharata. Any contact of the senses with the sense world, they give joy and sorrow. What gives joy today, tomorrow it turns to become a sorrowful situation. What gives you unhappiness today, tomorrow it may be something which may give you happiness to you. So it is, the example is like when it is very cold, obviously you use a very thick coat to wear. But the same coat, if you wear in a hot sun, which is 90 degrees, it's going to give you miserable experience. So yes, so coat is necessary, a warm feather coat is necessary when it's cold outside. But the same coat does not give you the joy when you wear it on a 90-degree Fahrenheit hot sun. In the same way, everything has a relative importance, but don't take anything as an absolute. Learn to recognize the relative nature of things, and then you let go of all the partiality in all the aspects of life. The next one which Krishna cautions us about is that which is apparent cannot truly exist. That which is real can never perish. Choose wisely to overcome sorrow. Because the subject matter here is how to overcome the worry and sorrow, which Arjuna was experiencing at that point. So he is pointing out to the people in front of him, Drona, that is his own teacher, Bhishma, his own grandfather, and many others whom he is so familiar with, uncles and many others. He says, these people whom you are seeing only their bodies, physical bodies. Do you know, Arjuna, these physical bodies are not always there, because they are all, essentially, they are all eternal, everlasting souls. This concept of soul, which is eternal, it is so unique to Hinduism, I would say, because only with the concept of soul being eternal, we can understand the law of karma. Otherwise, the law of karma will look like only that it just started at the beginning of this life and it will end with end of this life, which is not the truth. If I have done an action, I will be the recipient of the result, whether I receive it in this life or next life. The law of karma has to give the result to the person who performed it. So if I have not received the result of my actions in this life, there must be a next one to receive that. In which case, the one who has done the action in this life, and the one who is going to receive the result of that action in the next life must be the same. Which means that I, the soul, who has done this action through this body, is the same soul which will receive the result of the action in a different body, because I'm not ready to receive the result right now. The result has to be received by me many years later or many lives later sometimes. So the soul's eternality has to be recognized to even understand the law of karma. And he says, these physical bodies whom you are seeing as your uncle and grandfather and teachers and many others, these physical bodies don't exist forever. That which is real will never perish. That which is a soul will never perish. And that which is not real, apparent, like the physical body, which you see, they really, they don't exist because they are bound by time. They are there for some time, and after some time they perish. So you recognize what is apparent and what is real. So don't hold on to apparent, temporary bodies and relationship, etc., because they are there for a purpose. Once the purpose is over, they don't exist. They just disappear. Like, for example, you might have had a very great friend when you were in the school, very close friend of yours. You met, and then daily you walk to school. You have done a lot of work and played together, etc. But as you grow to become a teenager and become a youth and become a professional individual, you move on and you look back. Oh, how much I liked that person. But where is he? Where is she? I don't remember where he could be. Where she? I don't know. They have gone their own way. I have gone on one way. Yes, at that time, it was so important to be with that person all the time. But then we moved on. So also everything in life, except your soul, which is always eternal companion to you, everything else has a time and a relationship for a short period of time. They are important at that point of time, and make use of it or be aware of that, and then move on. You have to move on. So also this physical body. That's why he says in the next verse, ephemeral matter depends upon the eternal spirit for its survival. Just like in our physical body, the body cannot survive without the life which is present in us. Just like you take a small plant also, the plant is alive because there is life in it. Once you take it away from the earth, plug it away from the earth, and then thereafter its connection with the life is gone. It cannot nourish itself with the water or sunlight and nourishment from the earth. Once that is gone, obviously the plant dies, natural death, because the sustenance of life is no more. Just like in a person who's breathing and acting and thinking and moving about, planning, very excited about life, doing all those things. Once the life element is cut off from that person, the body perishes. So similarly, ephemeral matter depends upon the eternal spirit for its survival. Just like a power, when it is connected to power, the light is burning, the fan is moving, the air conditioner is running, and all the computer is working, etc. But once the power is cut off, then obviously everything would stop. But the power that is flowing through would go to another equipment. It is passing through many other equipments. That doesn't stop. But the link is cut, then obviously the equipment will lose its power. In the same way, the power, as we compare it to the soul, will continue to exist, but not the physical bodies. Therefore, he tells Arjuna, not worry about your grandfather or worry about your acharya, etc. They are there for a purpose, and presently they are standing on the opposite part of your or standing for adharma, and you are standing for dharma. So therefore, continue to engage in your action. Do not get carried away by the relationship you have with them. So destruction of the ephemeral is inevitable. Destruction of the eternal is impossible. Find out what is eternal in you and what is ephemeral. So that which is constantly perishing in you is something which you cannot avoid. Our physical body is going through so many changes every day, from morning till evening. It is getting old. It is going through many different changes which we can't even fathom to understand. And finally, destruction is unavoidable with respect to ephemeral matter. But eternal soul within us, call it Atman, or call it the Amsha of Brahman, or the self, whatever be the name you call, or in the religious parlance they call it as God's presence in you. That destruction to that is impossible. Is not, because the very nature is eternal. And the argument that is usually given in Vedanta is that destruction of a thing is possible only when it is limited. Only a limited thing, the interference of another, which is also a material thing, can only be destroyed. That which is non-material, that which is non-physical, that which is eternal by nature, which is beyond the scope of time and space, can never be destroyed. Therefore, find out what is eternal in you, what is immortal in you, what is everlasting in you, and what is ephemeral. In this standpoint, Gurudev always would say, no, you witnessed your body from the time when it is born, or not when it is born, when it is young, when you're 2-year-old or 3-year-old, you can remember how you were with a tiny little body and moving about, jumping about. And now, after growing up in 20-25 years, you are also seeing your physical body which has grown to many sizes. Now, you are aware at that time also, that small little body which you moved around, you are aware. Now you are aware, this physical body which is young, whatever, you will be aware in years to come, maybe 20 years later, you will be seeing yourself having a frail, old, dilapidated body. You, the one who is seeing, will continue to see the whole movement as well as the changing nature of this matter. You will be witnessing it. So therefore, even by sheer logic of this, you will know, you, the one who's watched the young little body, you, the one you watch the energetic youthful body, you, the one who will be witnessing old frail body, is the same. And that which is going through the change is not you. Similarly, your mind, even in a day you take it up, morning, what kind of thoughts you have had, later part of the day, whatever thoughts you have had, evening, night, so many thoughts have gone through. If only if you can sit back and recall all the thoughts that you have had from morning, since you got up till now, you will see how many different things have passed through your mind. Thoughts and emotions and feelings and plans and ideas and opinions, perceptions and judgments and prejudices, so many things. Where are they now? They have come and gone. They never stayed. Some of them you held on to, some ideas, some thoughts, some feelings, some experiences. You might have had time to look into them, probably experienced them. Many things that have gone through your mind have disappeared. In the same way, anything that is ephemeral will come and go. That which is witnessing all that is eternal. So, constantly shift your attention to witness in you who is watching, and what is being watched, understand them to be ephemeral, changing. So that is, we do not, presently why we are not able to do that, because we are so busy with ephemeral things, ancient things, temporary things, we are getting carried away by that. So we don't have time to make this attempt to shift our attention and look at what is going on with our mind, what is going on within ourselves. Once you start having this as a practice, you will realize that nothing in this world is worth of sitting and crying. Nothing is really existing forever. That which exists forever, you don't need to cry about. It is always joyful. And that which is moving is not worth crying about. So that is how Krishna tells Arjuna, don't worry about this ephemeral. If anything is ephemeral, is dangerous for anyone's existence, person of authority has the right to eliminate it. So this is also a very important thing to know, because next one is about duty, about how you as a soldier, you have a duty to take care of what is to be, to take care of or protect the people who are under you or seeking shelter in you. You as a king, you need to make sure that the dangerous part of the society needs to be eliminated. Just like a gardener who is taking care of a garden, a portion of the your own backyard, he comes there and then you tell him, hey, remove all the weeds. Yes, it is his duty and he knows how to do it, because when the weeds are there, the good plants cannot survive. Though both are life only. Weeds are also having life, and good plants are also having life. But then weeds are taking away the resources for their survival away from the healthy ones. So therefore, to have the healthy one grow and give the correct amount of fruits and vegetables, etc. to you, you have to eliminate the weeds from the field. In the same way, in the society, in the community, the good people are people who are helping each other to grow and to live happily, living and let others live. They are to be encouraged, and those who are against life, those who are destroyers of integrity, those who are destroyers of the community and its peace, need to be punished or eliminated. And now you and I cannot do it. Only a person of authority can do it. Therefore, he tells Arjuna, you, the one who has come to the battlefield to take care of this situation, you have the authority to eliminate it. You are a Kshatriya, you are a soldier, and you are given the right to protect the people and eliminate what is an unwanted element in the society. So this is about clearly recognizing eternal versus ephemeral. This is one of the important topics in the chapter 2 of Bhagavad-Gita. Continuing on the next topic, Sri Krishna poses the next question: what happens beyond this physical body's existence? One is about how to live a life. Next is how to understand what is beyond life. Both are necessary for us, because as we grow older, we recognize that there must be something beyond this, something much greater than this. I read a beautiful, somebody sent a beautiful anecdote to me. Some of you, I have shared it with also. Two infants, or the two of them who are in the mother's womb, they are talking to each other. And one of them said, one of them asked the second one, two of them, the twins. So the one which is there, he asked the other one, hey, do you think there is anything beyond this existence? So the first one asked this question. Second one said, yeah, we are going to be delivered. So the first one said, what do you mean by delivered? So the second one said, delivered means we will be coming out of this place, and then we will be outside. Outside? What is outside? Outside means we will be walking with our own feet, and we will be eating with our own mouth, and we will be breathing through our own mouth, through our own nose, and then we will be seeing light. So the first one said, what do you mean? Are you crazy? Nothing called light. Nothing. There's no possibility of we walking and talking and breathing and eating ourselves and nothing. It's not going to happen. That is not possible. So the second one said, why? Why do you think so? No. We are being fed. See that the umbilical cord through which we are getting our food, if that is removed, we will not survive. There is no existence beyond this. So the second one said, it is not like that. Even when this umbilical cord is removed, we will have our own ways of getting our food and survive. So the first one said, you must be thinking crazy. It is not possible. There is nothing called delivery and nothing called beyond this, and we will just survive here. After some time we die. That is all is going to happen. So the second one said, no, it is not like that. When we come out of this place, we will see our mother. Mother? What do you mean by mother? Who is the mother? So he said, mother, you don't know? She's the one who is now feeding us here. Mother? There's no possibility, first of all. Nobody has come into this place where we are now from outside to say that there is something outside. And nobody has seen the mother who has come and reported to us. There is nothing called mother, nothing called life beyond this. So the second one said, no, we are going to see her. And even now, you can hear her. What do you mean by hear her? Yes, we are in her. We are surrounded by her. We are living in her. In fact, if you keep quiet, sometimes you can hear her laughing, talking, singing, and conversing with us. If you just only keep quiet, you will hear her. This is a conversation for two things which are sitting in the womb. It's such an interesting topic. So now you see, when we say this is what we are and nothing is beyond this, we are living in a very, very narrow understanding or wisdom. We are living in a cocoon. We are living in a very enclosed bubble of living. Krishna says, beyond death, beyond this physical body's existence, there is existence. And first of all, you should recognize that the one which is now you or me is never killed. One is neither a killer nor killed. The culprit and the victim both are ignorant because there is no real killing takes place. Nayam hantina hanyate, he says. Arjuna, neither a person is a killer nor everything is getting killed. What is being destroyed is only the physical matter. The physical matter, even otherwise, it is subject to perish. So, that which is real you or real me is never ever subject to death. And therefore, none of us are really getting killed. The body in which we stay is a small bubble. And we burst the bubble and move to the next one. So it says, spirit is neither born nor subject to death. The body dies, it dies not. It is eternally present. See, based upon this alone, most religions have taught their philosophies. Whether it is Christianity, Islam, Judaism, the Semitic religion. Let us take the Semitic religious concepts itself. They don't believe in the previous birth. They don't believe in the next birth. Okay. So, what is their idea of delivery or what is their idea of liberation? So, we are born with this physical body, and when the physical body ends, we wait with the physical body under there for the deliverance to take place from the Lord. That is their understanding. Whereas in Hinduism, as well as in Buddhism and such, the Asian religions believe that there is rebirth, meaning they believe in karma, and therefore everybody who has done an action will have to experience the result thereof, and that for that there is continuation of further births. Even though we take these many births, but the soul there continue to exist and only the physical body dies. So in both the cases, whether it is a Semitic religious concepts of not having rebirth or the concept of having birth, many births to go through, the one thing is very clear: they believe in the eternality of the spirit, and that is not subject to death at all. It is only subject to the greater experience of Godhood. So here Krishna gives an example. Just as one rejects worn out cloth and wears a new one, so too the spirit assumes a new body after death of the earlier one. So just like a person who is wearing a coat and after some time he finds that it is torn or soiled, he takes it away and then puts a new one without any regret of losing the previous one, because that is no more of any use. It's no more can be used as a clothing. In the same way, a soul, once this physical body's requirements are over and this body is given up, a new body takes away. It takes up. So there is no really regret about losing one's earlier body. But the problem with us is we are attached to all the experiences that we have had with this physical body, all relationships which are connected to this physical body, all possessions, all ownership which we have had through this physical body will no more be available to us. That is what causing great sorrow. Giving up the body, it's not the real sorrow. For example, every day at the end of the day, in another few hours, you are going to give up this physical body. At the time of sleep, you give up this physical body and all experiences connected to this body. Are you regretting for that? Are you unhappy about it? No. Why? Because you are going for a greater experience of what is called sleep. a peaceful, sound sleep. So therefore, you're looking forward to having that complete rest, for which you have to give up this physical body. But only thing is that we are not unhappy about giving this physical body for a short period of time, is because we are sure about getting up next morning and then continuing in this physical body. That is the reason. But a person who has recognized that just like in the sleep, I give up this physical body and all experiences connected to that, and all problems, all experiences, all relationships, everything connected to that is to be given up every day. In the same way, one has recognized that death is nothing but another kind of an experience I'm going to go into, with another body, with another set of experiences. So once we recognize that this physical body is just an external garb that we are wearing for a particular purpose for a short period of time, then death is no more a sorrow for such a person. But it is very hard to understand or even to practice, because we are so accustomed to, so connected to, so attached to the experiences that we are having in this physical body. That is the reason why once in a while we should take off from this whole world of relationships, of whatever we are with respect to this physical body, all the experiences or all the relationship, all the things that we possess, own, enjoy. Just take off from that, playing no role. You are not playing any particular role. Just remain aloof and then watch and see, if I have absolutely no relationship in this world, nobody to relate with, I have no objects to experience, what would be my condition of my mind? Will it be longing, suffering, deprived of itself everything? Will it be crying for it? Or it is relieved from all this, remaining calm? This is exactly what one need to practice in meditation. In meditation, you are to sit down as though you are a pure soul, having no relationship with anything, into anyone ever. I am just a soul which has no relationship in this world. Nothing to possess, nothing to own, nothing to enjoy, nothing to look forward to. And this practice alone will tell you that this physical body is just an external garb or a vesha or a role that I'm playing, and I am ready to give it up anytime I want. If that kind of a strength of knowledge comes to you, then you can play any role, you take up anything and go about it, because you will not be touched by anything. So Krishna gives that kind of a vision to Arjuna. Spirit is imperceptible, unmanifest, knowing which alone one overcomes all sorrows. The spirit, what we call it as a non-physical entity in us, the living presence in us, is not a perceptible thing. It's not an object to be seen. It is not even manifest in any form, neither in the form of a physical object, nor as a feeling or a thought or an emotion, an idea, a concept, an opinion. It is beyond all these things. So slowly recognizing the presence of that alone will make us come out of all sorrows. Because all sorrows are about depriving oneself of some experience or the other, or what one owns, he loses, or what one wants, he doesn't get. These are the causes for sorrows. But one who recognizes the spirit as oneself, such a person will not have any more sorrow touching him or overpowering him. And he further goes on to say to Arjuna, saying that even if you think that yourself as a physical body, even if you think yourself assuming many bodies, you should not worry now about you getting killed or the death of all your relatives, because anything that is subject to birth is subject to death. Anything that is subject to death is subject to birth. Everything that has birth has death too. Anything that has death again has birth. This is an unavoidable universal law. Now, science tells us that even matter, for that matter, never perishes. Whatever be the matter that you have, let us say in front of you, there is a wooden table. You are watching that wooden table. And that wooden table, the table is nothing but a wood in a particular form. The wood has come from a tree, a branch of a tree or a trunk of a tree. The tree has come from the earth. It is nothing but a manifestation of earth. Earth is nothing but a earthly element. Now, if you take this wooden table and cut into pieces and put it into the fire, it becomes ashes. Where does it go? It goes back to earth, from where it came. So, even if you take a gross matter called the earth, it never perishes. It goes back. It goes back to its original form, again to come back as maybe another tree and the small plant and then the tree, and then that is also cut, and then branches are used as a wooden planks, and then maybe another table is made. After some time, that table loses its, it is destroyed, and then it's cut, and then put as fuel and burnt, ashes, again come back to the earth. Again it starts. So this even matter, whether it is earth, water, fire, air, space, all of them are constantly being recycled, except plastic. Anyway, so all of them are constantly undergoing the same cycle, birth and death. In one form or the other, they are existing. Either it's a manifest form in a particular shape for a particular utility value, or it is just remaining as its rudimentary element. So this creation as such is nothing but manifestation from an unmanifest condition to manifest condition. From manifest condition, it goes back to unmanifest only. Earth in its unmanifest condition, it's a basic element. Then it manifests as a physical gross earth, then becomes a tree or anything, and then various objects, and then again destroyed, and then goes back to unmanifest. This is a universal law. So even matter has a constant birth and death. But the one who is witnessing this has no birth and no death. So even if you think you are only the physical body, forget about, I am not a spirit, I am only a physical body. Even then, you do not have a real death. It is only one condition to another condition. So that is how Krishna inspires Arjuna to think in that direction. Now, next topic that Krishna emphasizes to Arjuna is knowing this eternality of your own self and your a temporary role in this world, you must fulfill your duty. Think of your duty as a soldier and do not waver from it. For a soldier, war is a great opportunity to express his valor. So even if you consider that the situation that is presented in front of you is for you to show how you are so integrated, so noble, so ethically sound, to take care of the present problem of protecting what is right, then it's a right opportunity that is given to you to express who you are. So as a Kshatriya, to get this kind of a war itself is a great privilege, great opportunity. So therefore, Arjuna, don't lose your opportunity to express who you are. So focus on your duty. So Gurudev used to say, this knowledge is that whatever is given in the second chapter is such that it gives you enormous spiritual strength, gives you a correct perspective of the ultimate goal of life. But at the same time, it gives you enough strength to face daily challenges also. At the present moment, if you are a student, you may not have many duties. All that you need to do is make sure that you submit your papers, finish your projects, and complete your studies. That's all the duties you have. But as you become an individual who's earning member of a society, then you have many duties. You have to make sure that your professional work is completed. Then you have your family to take care. You are a part of the society, and therefore your community obligations are there. So there are many, many responsibilities you will be owning up. But if you are overwhelmed by any one of them, that means that you have lost your ultimate sight on the ultimate goal. If you keep clear that my final goal is realization of the higher, or liberation from this endless cycle to abide in my own higher nature, then duty is what you perform for the benefit of everybody around you. Doing your best. Doing your best, being helpful, being a person of integrity, showing yourself as a leader, making sure that what is given to you is what you are committed to is accomplished. So even those people who are around you who may not have the vision like you should be able to help them out, making sure that they are comfortable because of your work. And that's why he says, hey, Arjuna, to die for a great cause leads you to heaven. If you don't use this opportunity, you lose your integrity and turn sinful. Because for a warrior, a real soldier, the war is a final frontier. Either he wins or he will die. He will not run away from the battlefield. So Arjuna, when you are standing in this battlefield, facing your enemies, even if you think that, oh, I am here, I am not ready to kill my own people, I don't want to engage in the war. But they don't think like that. They will think that, oh, you are running away because you are not ready to face the battlefield. Even if you run away from the battlefield, you will be ridiculed. It is then better to die than live with the dishonor. Because they may not think that, oh, you are so noble, you don't want to kill people. They may think that you are a darpok, you are afraid of the war, and that's why you're running away. So, a soldier, a true soldier is one, even if it is his own father, his own mother, his own brother, his own sister, his own friend is in front of him. If he knows that that person is standing for the wrong cause, he will stand there to fight. Think of it. The characters of in Mahabharata war, there are 5 brothers. Arjun is there. We're starting with Yudhishthir, Bhima, Arjun, Nakul, and Sahadev. 5 of them are there, and 5 of them are being helped by Krishna, and their mother is Kunti. All right, but Kunti had a son from Sun, S-U-N. That son, his name is Karna. And the Karna was left by her very early in his childhood in the waters, and then that was picked up by a charioteer, and he brought him up, and he became a friend of Duryodhana, and he was standing as a friend of Duryodhana opposite to 5 Pandavas. Really speaking, he is the eldest brother of all of the 5. Now, Krishna knew it. Krishna very well knew it, that Karna is the eldest of the Pandavas, meaning not Pandavas, but eldest of the son of Kunti. He was not born of Pandava, therefore he cannot be called as Pandava. So, he knew that Karna, if he is there, is extremely powerful and efficient warrior. And Karna, when he takes up his bow and arrow, even Arjuna cannot stand that. Therefore, only way to make sure that Pandavas would win is to tell Karna that you are fighting actually with your own brother. So he tells Kunti to go to Karna one day and to tell him that, you are the eldest of the 5 brothers. Among the you are eldest, and you have 5 brothers who are all Pandavas. Go and tell him that. So Kunti goes there and to tell Karna about that. When Karna hears that the Kunti is his mother, and he was left in the waters, and later on picked up by somebody, and he was brought up, and the other 5 Pandavas are his brother, he was shocked. But he said, "Oh, mother, I know that I am very angry because what you did, it is not right. You have deprived me of everything, and you have left me. And on the one side, I'm upset that you did this to me. But on the other side, I am going to stand by Duryodhana. even though I know I'm fighting against my own brothers. Now you see, as far as Karna is concerned, he knew that he's going to kill his own brothers. What came to him, the foremost is Duryodhana. I am truthful to my friend who has given me this position. He has given me a kingdom to rule, and I'm grateful to him. Therefore, knowing very well he's standing for the wrong cause, friendship matters to me. I'm standing by that. So, then when Kunti comes back and reports to Krishna about that, and Krishna says, see, Karna is Karna. He has given a word to Duryodhana that I will stand by you. He will not budge. Right? Arjuna, think of it. If he has given a word, knowing that very well that he is going to fight you guys, he never wavered from that. Therefore, you the one who is standing for Dharma, why should you waver? You should stand by your commitment of standing for what is right. You see, that much of integrity, determination, steadfastness, your eldest brother has. Karna has it. You don't have it. You should. Doesn't matter who they are. If they are standing for the wrong cause, doesn't matter, even if it is your own grandfather or even a teacher, you must fight for it. And this kind of fight, if you win the war, enjoy the victory. If you die, enjoy the heavens. Because for the right cause, when you are fighting, you will not go to hell. You will be glorified in the heaven. And that's what you do, Arjuna. That's what your duty is. So this way, Sri Krishna has inspired Arjuna so much. And at this point, let me ask whether you all have any questions. So because it's 5 minutes to go, yes. Anybody has questions, please raise your hand.
Swamiji.
Right.
Swamiji. Oh, is there any other question, Markandeya?
No.
So, Swamiji,
No.
we were just discussing before the study group started. It was a question. Swamiji, can you hear us? So, Swamiji, the question was about Murti Puja. A lot of the times youngsters have different misconceptions about that. So can Swamiji throw some light on just what is idol worship? If of
Somebody is on the line. Okay. Go ahead.
just the relevance of idol worship and symbolism of it for a student, Swamiji.
Okay. So, though it's unconnected to what we have discussed so far here, it is hard for us in general to imagine or think of the goal without any physical manifestation. Meaning, like for example, Guruji used to give the example of a national flag. A national flag is just a cloth with colors, but then that symbolizes the ideal for which the country is. If you have that 50 stars and stripes, there is a meaning. It is not just a design. So just like as a flag, a national flag is something which reminds you of the country and its what it stands for. In the same way, when you look at the idol of Ram or Krishna or Shiva, you are not looking at the physical form and enjoying the beauty of that form. That form represents something. Gurudev used to say an idol should represent some ideal. Only when you understand the ideal will have a sustained inspiration for you. If it's merely a physical form, then let us say that you are looking at a Shiva's picture or Shiva's idol, which you are familiar with in a local temple, and then you go and do your puja or worship, etc. Then let us say you are going on a visit to some other part of the country or some into India, and then you go there. There, another Shiva's idol is there, but doesn't look like the one which you have at your nearby temple. And you do say that I hate this Shiva, I like that Shiva. Then you are missing the point here. Because when you understand the ideal for which the Shiva is, then whichever way the Shiva is represented, you know it is what the ideal is, the same thing. Right? Just like a mother, when she likes a child, not just because when she's small, only 2-year-old, 3-year-old, then I liked it. When she become 20, I don't like her anymore. No. Child is a child, whether it is 20 or 10 or 5 or 2. Because the idea it is a child, my child is same, whether whichever, even if she puts a new dress or cut her hair, whatever, child is child, my kid, my daughter. In the same way, form of God should not change your ideal. Once the ideal is fixed, whichever form it is the same. But then we are not that mature to broadly view the the idea of God. So therefore, a particular form may attract you, but then don't get stuck with a particular form. That may be a gateway, that may be a starting point. But proceed on to recognize the divinity that is represented by the form there is actually my own nature. Once you recognize that, whichever form it is, one will be able to recognize that you are worshipping only that divinity in everyone that is represented here as Krishna or Ram or Hanumanji or or Shiva or any other form. So idol worship is necessary in the beginning stages for us to identify ourselves with an ideal. Thereafter, it should mature into looking all forms as nothing but the representation of the same ideal.
Thank you, Swamiji. This is something we just were discussing before. Swamiji, I have one more question about a word that Swamiji used in today's satsang, and that was unmanifest.
Mm-hmm.
So Swamiji, I had asked this question a long time back about when we say negating the world, what exactly are we negating? Swamiji had said out of those 5 things, which is name, form, existence, consciousness, bliss, we are negating name and form, and the rest of the things are there. So is this unmanifest concept, Swamiji, for those 3 things which are other than name and form?
Correct. So it is said in Drigdrishya Viveka very clearly that the 5 forms, that is Astibhadi Priyam Rupam, Nama Chetamsha Panchakam, Aditriyam Brahma Rupam, Jagat Rupam Tatodvayam. This is how it is said by Shankaracharya. There are 5 aspects of anything, that is existence, consciousness, bliss, form, and the name. So when we say unmanifest, what is unmanifest is existence, consciousness, and bliss. What is manifest is form and name. So, and therefore, this form changes, and accordingly the name is also changing. If it is a table, if it is one form, we call it as a table. In another form, you call it as a chair. In the another form, you call it as a door. But essential nature of wood is the same. The nature of wood being the same, it changes the form and so also the name. In the same way, the pure awareness or consciousness, which is of the nature of pure existence and bliss as well, can manifest in any form. So if we get stuck to the form or manifest, then we are losing the essence. If you are understanding the unmanifest nature clearly, then the manifestation can be any, you will not lose attention on it. Or even if the manifestation is not there, you recognize that its original nature of being an existence, consciousness, bliss is always eternal. And it may unmanifest some period of time, and it can manifest also. Say, Ramakrishna Paramahamsa would say, the example is that of the water or an ice cube is there, it's a solid form. You can see it. It has a specific measurement or dimension, right? And when you start melting it, it loses that particular form and becomes water. Water does not have any particular shape. It is just liquid and it is running. And then further you heat it up, it becomes vapor. It loses its form. But the H2O remaining the same, when it is condensed, it becomes water again. Further condensed, it becomes ice cube. Though it has changed its form, but its nature of H2O is not gone. Right? In the same way, so the nature of Sat Chit Ananda will not go away, even though it takes different forms and accordingly different names.
Thank you, Swamiji. That was helpful.
Okay. Any other question? So next week I will not be again have classes and Ramayana, so you can take to discussion.
Swamiji, we have one more.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Swamiji, you mentioned
Little
that,
louder. Yeah.
So Swamiji, you mentioned that while practicing meditation, we should try thinking that let's say we do not have any relationships, any attachments, and how would we feel? We should try to reach a stage where we should feel as if we want to give up everything and we are ready to give up everything. But presently, while still so there is one part of our karma where we still have to fulfill our duty for our parents and stay in this world, stay in this society. So how are these two things going to be possible? I mean, since we are going to stay in the society with fulfilling the duties for our parents, we need to stay with those attachments. And how are we going to detach ourselves from those attachments?
Good question. See, here by saying that I do not have any relationship or any connection with the world outside does not mean you are not you're not responsible. Meaning, in that role, I am responsible for that. But I am not that role alone. See, like that's the usual example of a person playing a role in a drama stage or a movie. Yes, he acts so perfectly to that role, knowing pretty well that it is not he. Okay, he is just playing a role. So what we need to recognize is in that role, I must do my best. But then one must know that I'm only playing a role. I understand your question. If we know that we are playing the role, we lose the attachment and thereby we lose our interest in playing what we need to do. Correct? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah.
But, look at a person like Krishna, and that's why we need to understand the character like Krishna. Even though he knew he's the manifestation of the divinity, but when he came to a diplomat advising Arjuna, standing for Dharma, he never loses that point. He says, I am here for you as your friend, and I will tell you what needs to be done. And if you don't do it, I will do it. I am not losing my object here. Though everybody is same. Duryodhana is also equally a living being as much as you are. But as the king who is ready to protect what is right, if you don't do it, I will do it. Though I don't need to do it. So the choice is there. For a person who knows that he is playing the role, he plays the role so effectively, but not affected by that role. Whereas one who does not know that he is playing the role, he gets caught up in that. And when a time comes when he is not able to play the role, he is nobody suddenly. He feels lost. So that's what happens to people. Those who are very very active in their professional life, maybe as a CEO of a company or a CFO of a company or a very well-known officer or one who is been reported to by many people. On the day of retirement, they lose everything, right? Suddenly, he feels that I'm nobody. I'm nothing. And even the people who are reporting, they don't care anymore because you are no more their boss. So some people get a heart attack also. So what am I now? What am I supposed to be? because I lost my identity. Not knowing that they are only just playing a role at that point. See, similar to that of, let me give a very controversial subject here. See, mother, she brings up a child as a son, and the son grew up, and he became a professional, and let us say, and he falls in love with one girl, and then brings her as his wife. All right. Now, he says, now she will take care of me. Mother feels lost. Hey, I was taking care of you for 25, 30 years. Who is this girl? What does she know? Say, okay, your role is over. Let she, big tamasha, oh my God. Every household, it has this problem. Why? Because the mother does not want to lose that role. You see, she got so attached to that role, she cannot give up that my son does not need me anymore, or I can be replaced by somebody else. Not ready to give up. Who are you to do? I will do for my son. You don't know what to do. See, it's a practical thing. It happens to every household. So the reason is that we are not ready to let go the role we play. And so we get attached. And then attachment comes along with likes and dislikes, prejudice, disappointment, dejection, sorrow, unhappiness. Everything attached to it. So what is suggested is, on a daily basis or whenever possible, you must detach yourself from the role you play. All the roles you play. Stay purely as a pure awareness, pure soul who has no relationship in this world. Then joyfully, enthusiastically, cheerfully take up a role. Play, do your best, and give up at the end of the day. Then again next morning, you take it up. No problem. Take it up. Run. Do your best. Give up. So that ability to let go and pick it up, let go and pick it up, this gives you that immunity to you. When finally one day you have to give up, no problem. Every day I'm giving it up. So what? That is true sannyas. Play it and roll. You do the best. Let go of it. So that needs to be practiced.
Yes, thank you very much, Swamiji.
Okay, we will see in the next session. So you can take up to discussion the points that we have covered so far and load. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukkha bhat bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.